Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot. And I thought I would jump on and update you with some of the messages that I've received this week. I know I haven't been on since Monday. It's been quite the adventurous week, to say the least. And so there has been this very powerful change, especially when it comes to our sense of inner security, is what I'm feeling. And so we had that eclipse energy come in. And it's been this a very cathartic release of emotions and energies. And so I do feel we've been reevaluating our habits, how we address relationships, and our emotional life overall, right? And so there's this internal intensity I feel coming through collectively for the twins when it comes to this tremendously powerful union of energies playing out. And so what's happening, I feel collectively right now, is these deep, deep emotional feelings are arising. And this can be very overwhelming as we go through this purging process. And so there was likely some type of personal interaction that led to a very triggering situation in order to unearth all of these deeply buried emotions and memories that have been, stored in the subconscious mind. And so I do feel many of the masculines are going through a period of obsession with their feelings towards the divine feminine, and they're finding it very, very difficult to focus on anything else other than all of these emotions and this obsessive feeling towards the divine feminine. And so I do feel within the karmic relationships, many of the divine masculines have been encountering a very controlling, manipulative person, dealing with behaviors like jealousy, guilt tripping, threats, intimidation, and quite possibly even violence. A lot of these karmics try to hook the masculine back in by utilizing maybe self-harm tactics or suicidal threats. And so I do feel the masculine is being very much encouraged at this time to remove himself from any harmful or destructive people within his home environment or his social environment, so he can transcend all of these very challenging emotions and behaviors. And I do feel meditation is going to serve many of us well this week. Self-analysis is another big one, in order to understand these deeply rooted feelings and patterns as a whole. And so the energy right now, I feel, is deeply affecting the balance between the head and the heart, or our emotions and our thought processes. And so what I've noticed collectively is many people are more emotional, opinionated, and moody than usual. And so many have gone through this shift in perspective, or there might have been a recent change in the flow of information coming through. And so as all of the relationship tension in these karmic cycles rises, we do have to get to that critical point. We have to reach that critical point where something needs to happen to break apart these false foundations in order to restore the balance within these twin flame unions. And it's all going to depend on the seriousness of these issues, right? And so it can range from a simple argument, or this could be an exposure of a love affair. And I do feel the masculine is looking to seek satisfaction elsewhere right now. And this does involve a lot of secrecy, right? And so I feel this energy of the masculine being caught is what it feels like. And so these relationship issues are likely a recurring problem or theme. And so this is basically the buildup of these continual cycles over and over again, so we can release those pent-up emotions and all of this underlying tension. And so this secret relationship with the divine feminine, I feel, is bring forward this jealousy with the karmic partner, feeling like she's been cheated on. And swap around the energies. If you are divine masculine in female form, in the physical form, swap it around. I do feel a lot of the masculines have been seeking this emotional comfort either with drugs or booze or overindulgence with food or anything, right, to avoid dealing with these emotions. And so what I want to say to Divine Feminine, many of us are single. We've been single for many years. And many of us don't really have any problems with others at this point in time, but we might also be feeling and experiencing this internal imbalance when it comes to self-love and how we feel about ourselves. So whether you're single or in a karmic cycle or in a relationship, this energy is increasing the difficulty when it comes to satisfying our emotional needs. And we can't keep substituting love for another lustful desire, such as sex, porn, video games, drugs, booze, you name it, right? Because that will lead to many issues within addictions, and that can lead to other unknown health concerns as well. And so any imbalances arising for this release or this state of catharsis is stemming around insufficiencies. So usually when we give too much love and emotion in a karmic relationship, this leads to being triggered into these unresolved issues from that relationship, right? Whether it's stemming around family, most likely like a mother or a father, right? And so I do feel a lot of the karmics are like smothering the masculines, and all of these emotions are karmically related to a deep familial wound or an ancestral pattern, an ancestral wound. And so usually for the divine masculine, it's their mother. And usually for the divine feminine, it's their father. And so we can't have resolution within these twin flame connections if we don't address all of these unresolved issues from all of our relationships. And so the key to resolution is facing these challenges and addressing these imbalances in our life. And so it is really tough, right, to face that. And so I know a lot of these masculines, their mothers are crossed over, and so it's really tough for them to face the person that brought them such intimate issues into this world. And so usually that is going to be mirror reflected through a feminine karmic, whether it's a sister, a friend, or a lover. And so we have to address this lack of intimacy, right? And this is for our mental, spiritual, and physical health, because we can't really have that divine marriage or that union with another until we go into these intimacy issues. And so, and we are here to break the cycles, right? Because if we don't, then our children are going to continue the cycle, and we're just going to perpetuate this timeline of suffering if we don't choose to do something about this, right? And so I do feel a lot of the masculines are having to deal with an interfering, overly possessive mother figure or a lover. And so this is a challenge that they're going to have to face. And I do feel a lot of issues rising for clearing right now include infidelity. That's a really tough betrayal wound to get over. Divine Feminine is the infidelity wound, addictions, any underlying health issues that come from the source of these karmic relationships and this tension that we have to deal with. And so once we resolve these karmic issues, then we can reach this newfound hope in order for mending. And so I do feel a lot of past life memories have been triggered, you know, and it's never a bad thing to maybe seek out some type of counseling or maybe even past life regression at this point in time, or a reading. And so I do feel hope is being restored when it comes to mending these broken relationships. And so there was a lot of number syncs that was coming through for me the last couple of days. Well, I get them constantly, but 363 was one that really stood out that I was asked to channel for the collective. And so 363 is a symbol of hope and mending. And so when it comes to 363 for twin flames, it is saying that our energy will mend anything that's broken within this relationship. And this does include any negative thoughts, negative feelings, and any stress that has kind of built up. And another strong message with 363 was loyalty. Primarily, 363 does represent loyalty, or the lack thereof, right? And so we always have the support of the twin flames higher self. And that is where the commitment to this relationship comes from, is in the ethers. And so we are here to be loyal, supportive partners and spouses. And so I do feel the energies right now are working on showing the masculine how to return this very strong loyalty equally towards the feminine. And so the mirroring soul, I feel this mirroring energy of the masculine reaching out for the divine feminine. And so if you're feeling like something's wrong with you, or you're not good enough divine feminine, it's likely because your counterpart is experiencing this constant negativity surrounding them and this darkness surrounding them. And so I do feel the masculine's mirror soul is trying to get your attention, because they do feel they are really struggling in these energies right now. And so what I also want to say is, where there's no love, there's fear. We can't have unconditional love while we're still rooted in fear-based thoughts and emotions. And so if you feel something is wrong with you, or if your life is getting worse, maybe it's time to take a break from all of the negative people in your life. Maybe it's time to learn to become a little bit more self-sufficient, because there's always divine help and assistance in our life when we have to face all of these difficulties, which are likely related to our life purpose, right? And so the energies I feel right now, 11:11 on the clock when I looked up, are encouraging all of us to search for our purpose. And we do this by going inward and asking our intuition and embracing this inner wisdom. And so the sooner we do this, the easier it will be, right? And so many of us have lived so far, right, in our lives without any real purpose or meaning in our life. And that's not good at all, right? Because then we wake up empty and voided every day when we're not living a life of purpose. And so pay attention to your relationships is what I want to say. Your home life, your family environment, anything that's not in balance, it's time to reevaluate. Is this relationship good for your development? Is this relationship going to prosper when it comes to any creative endeavors? And so there needs to be a right balance between work and family life too. And so when we believe in ourselves, then we can manifest the life that we want, and then that can come true. And so what the feminine needs to work on is trusting in herself and trusting in her spiritual skills and talents and her abilities to achieve all of these goals and aspirations. And so when we think of the number 363, it's the combination of the number 3 appearing twice, amplifying that meaning, and the number 6 kind of sandwiched in the middle. And so 3 is the energy of the Empress, co-creation, developing fierce self-love and self-trust. It is the energy of the ascended masters and the divine angels surrounding these connections. 3 is a sociable energy. It's about growth, expansion, and honoring these higher cosmic principles. And I also feel this is a clear indication of manifesting or manifestation. And we do that through honoring our self-expression and communicating with the universe and bring forward this optimistic energy to instill enthusiasm in others to embrace their spiritual skills and their talents. And so the number 6 is always, I think of like the Lovers. And this signifies our personal spirituality journey. Where can you harness your willpower and embrace independence to overcome any difficulties? And so how do we step into a new cycle? Well, we have to take some new initiatives, right? If something isn't working and we've done it the same over and over again and it's not working, then it's time to take a new initiative. And so 6 also for me represents divine feminine energy. It represents love of family and home. Our family environment. It's the number of, domestic goddess is kind of how that feels. And 6 is about being selfless and serving humanity with reliability and responsibility along with honesty. Because if we're not honest with ourselves, then we're really not coming from a place of true integrity. And so how can you harness your true skills, talents, that maybe you've been, underusing or not placed well within your journey? How can you optimize these energies and make the most out of this? So we're being asked to make the most out of our gifts and our talents. And this is for our own personal development and the improvement of these newfound relationship cycles. And so I got a big warning message as I was channeling these energies. And so 363 can also be a warning message. It could be a message of warning to get out of a relationship as well. And so if you've been going through struggles and challenges and dealing with jealousy, possessiveness issues, self-worth issues, it's time to get rid of that relationship, even if you do believe it's your twin flame. Because when things go a little bit too far, we do kind of got to detach and remove ourselves from these very toxic karmic situationships. And this is where we learn to spend some time alone, stay alone for a little bit of time, take time on your own. We have to take time on our own to reconnect with our own divinity. We need to take time on our own to be able to reevaluate, to think, and to understand our own self and the mistakes that have led us to where we're at. And it's when we spend time alone, we learn to forgive others for their wrongdoings. And so ask for forgiveness. If you've made a mistake and you've hurt somebody, then ask for forgiveness. You don't have to ask that person. You can ask God, the angels, to free that burden from your heart. So I do feel the energies right now are urging us to go deep into some meditative states, to meditate, to focus, and to pray regularly so we can reconnect with our own soul and our own divinity. And so this is where we learn to always listen to our intuition and our inner wisdom, because we can't take the next steps towards our purpose if we haven't reached this place of being delivered through the energy of judgment. And so another big sync was 414. And then I also got the opposite of that of 141. And so this was very interesting for me. And so the 414 is a big judgment call to seek balance. We're here to build strong, long-lasting foundations. Now is not the time to rush ahead into anything, but it's about focusing on your family roots of all of your relationships. And this is a time for pure honesty. And we need to trust in ourselves, and we need to trust in the twin to understand that they know the pathway to union as well. And so the energies right now, I feel, are about forgiveness and recognizing that there's opportunities for forgiveness to further us along this twin flame journey, even if we don't really see it yet. And so there's definitely something between the twins right now, I feel, that's preventing us from reaching union. So how can you dig a little bit deeper to figure out what that blockage is? And so union is possible. It's always possible. But we need to clear these blockages. And so I've talked about blockages. I've talked about these clearings many times before. And the sooner we start working on clearing all of the blockages throughout the chakra pathway, the sooner we can move towards union on the twin flame journey. And so this is what twins do. We come into each other's lives to help one another, to trigger one another through these challenges, and to remind us of our strength and this spiritual bond that we do share and the ability to overcome these challenges. But it does require patience, right? Divine Feminine. Patience is a virtue on the journey. And so 414 was showing up a lot yesterday for me. And so I do feel something has felt like it's been slowing down, like this big slowdown, especially with Mercury retrograde, a slowing down when it comes to the pathway of union and reunion. And so I don't know exactly where you're at. Every journey is unique. Every journey is different. But there is something in the way of union. And it might not be what you expected, Divine Feminine. Might not be something, very obvious, or it might be. It might be something very obvious, like, oh my God, light bulb moment, I'm in a false twin flame relationship. And this person keeps bringing doubt into me. This person keeps elongating the separation phase, or it might be something much deeper, held within, a truth you weren't willing to recognize, or a truth you didn't even know you were hiding from yourself. And so I think the energies are reminding the twins that we can overcome these challenges and have physical union and reunite, because this is how very strong and powerful the twin flame connection is, and it's always going to be worth it in the end. But we can't go anywhere until we deal with all of these underlying blockages. And so there is this energy of karma needing to be worked through still in order to reach the next stage of the journey. And so there's more work to be done, is what I feel. But I do feel a positive sign of union is coming. And so it's impossible for me to say exactly what's going on in your own situation. or what blocks you're having to deal with. But the sooner you're able to figure out those blocks, the sooner you can work on clearing it. And so we need to remember, as twin flames, we are both on the same journey. We're both facing the same blocks, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be dealing with these challenges and clearing these blocks in the exact same way. Because this is a personal journey of spiritual growth, even though it does happen on both ends within this connection. So as we as twins, 2020, 2020 vision is always in hindsight, right? As twin flames, we go through this transformation process in order to realize just how strong we are. And we are even stronger when we are united spiritually. And so sometimes that does mean working apart for a while. Because we are still working on the same blockages. And so if you're unsure of where this block might be for your own journey, I would love to get you booked in for a twin flame reading to see if that can help alleviate some of these challenges and blockages. Because let me tell you, twin flame separation is never easy. It's not easy for you. It's not easy for the counterpart. And so I do feel a lot of the divine masculines right now are dealing with additional turbulence when it comes to these painful blocks. And so we will be feeling the mirroring energy of the counterpart because we are still dealing with the same blocks. And so we both have to deal with this. And so I do think things are getting a little bit complicated, right? Things get really complicated on this journey when one of us is not open to the signs and the syncs from the universe and the other one is. Because a lot of the masculines will not be consciously guided by these signs like the feminine. And so their subconscious mind kind of takes the reins and guides them to deal with these blocks, and they don't even know what the heck is going on. And so I do feel most likely, normally, it is usually the divine feminine who is the only one that is consciously doing the work, seeing the spiritual blocks. And the runner twin still has some more spiritual work to do. And so I do feel reunion is possible. I do feel that it was a sign and a message from the divine. We came here to reunite, and usually we do have to go through a lengthy period of separation. And so, you think of the 7 years of trials and tribulations. And so I know separation that I've dealt with many different counterparts. Most of us are, just over the 4-year separation mark, some 7 years, and some up to 30 years in separation. And so we do need to remember, even during long periods of separation, we are here to embody unconditional love, to find our faith in the divine, to restore our inner masculine and feminine energies to a state of harmony and an understanding of where forgiveness has been lacking. And so I do feel this is a reminder for the divine feminine to stay strong, to have patience as you work towards restoring this connection with your counterpart. The divine is always helping us towards these reunions, and they're always possible. And when we're on the other side of clearing all of these blockages, the twin flame connection can lead to a very beautiful and fulfilling relationship. And so 141, the energy of 4 represents the 4 of Wands, stability, security, structure, practicality. And the number 1 stands for a new beginning, leadership, self-leadership. And so we also need to learn to become self-reliant and do the hard work on our own to find our inner strength and our courage to take control back of our life, so we do consciously manifest the dreams that we have for ourselves. And so I do feel this is where the masculine is being asked to take the initiative to be the leader in his own life. It's encouraging him to take responsibility for his thoughts and his actions and to be proactive in creating the life that he wants. And I also feel the feminine is encouraged to stay focused on her goals right now and to stay motivated in order to achieve them. And so believe in yourself, trust in your intuition, your instincts, and trust that you have the ability to make decisions that are good for you, that will allow you to take steps towards achieving all of these goals. Another thing I wanted to mention, I've put it off. I am compiling a holistic beginner's tarot class that I will be launching likely Within the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a 6-week long course. This will be done via Zoom meeting, and there will be 10 spaces per each 6-week course that I'm offering. And for now, the first session round is going to be offered during the day, because that's easiest while the kids are in school and they've only got about maybe 7 weeks, 8 weeks left of school, not quite 8 weeks. And so I'd like to get this first leg under before they're done school. So I will be making a post on the community tab. Keep an eye open for that. I'm really excited to offer this, and this is going to be the first course that I'm going to be compiling, along with a few other master classes that I've been putting on the back burner. But I do feel as the feminine really takes these steps towards achieving her goals, this is creating a spiritual awakening in the divine masculine. I do feel many of them are going through a period of enlightenment, And so a lot of the masculines are opening up their conscious mind to these new ideas, these new unlimited possibilities, these new experiences that can help them grow and expand with their spiritual awareness. I do want to remind everybody, even in the separation journey, a lot of the feminines spend a majority of their time in solitude and alone. And I want to remind you, you are never, ever alone. Trust me, Spirit is constantly there. Your angels and your guides, they are always, always with you, supporting you and guiding you on this journey. And I do feel if you feel like you don't have the strength or the courage to face these challenges that are coming your way, ask the guides to bring you the inner guidance to make good, wise decisions to move forward. Overall, I do feel this message coming forward is a reminder that we're capable of creating the life we desire. We're always supported. We're always guided by the divine energies and the universe. And so how can you stay focused on your goals and trust in your intuition and your spiritual abilities? We're never alone. We're never alone. And so I do feel we are on the precipice of twin flame reunion in spiritual terms. I feel something about Cancer season, something about the 7-11 portal. Between 7-11 and 7-21, there's going to be a major shift. I do feel the energies are symbolizing the reunion of the two halves of the twins to form a whole. And so we did reincarnate, come here in this physical reality to come together in perfect harmony, to create this strong connection of love and understanding, because the twins together harness this very powerful God frequency, and the twins are masters. And so I do feel the energy is saying we are reaching divine balance. The divine feminine is reaching balance of the masculine and feminine energies from within. And so this will also trigger the awakening and the enlightenment process for the divine masculine, in order for him to understand this unconditional love and the trust that we share between our souls. And so once we've achieved twin flame union, we will be able to move through life almost like a single entity in perfect harmony, all while still being our individual selves. And so there is great innate power when it comes to the divine union of the twins. When we come together in this reunion, in this union, we will be blessed with this very powerful spiritual connection. This connection is designed to bring us closer together, not further apart. But we can't create this strong bond of love with all of the lack of understanding, the lack of trust, the fear, the lack of respect, and all of the outside karmic attachments and outsider influences. And so this twin flame journey and the divine union is here to help us become more in tune with our spiritual selves, and to be able to understand each other on a deep, deep emotional level. And mirror, mirror was an energy that came through. Mirror, mirror on the wall. And so pay attention. Pay attention to the truth of your current situation. Take a step back and determine if this path is truly aligned to your heart and your soul's calling. What do you see when you look in the mirror? We're all being asked right now to release any self-worth issues, the need to appear like another person, and to really begin to get to know our unique self from within. And so the time right now is ripe for the collective to make these conscious changes and to reflect back upon who you are, what is true in your soul, and who are you in your soul's true naked form, authentically. So be patient with yourself as we release all of these negative emotions that we've continued to hold on to, that have held us back from creating this new cycle. Nothing in life is permanent. Nothing. Everything in life is fleeting. And we as divine feminines have to go through the 7 spectrums in order to achieve the 7 wonders. And so I do believe the guides are asking the divine feminine to choose to believe in miracles right now, and to release the false belief of family curses and defeat, because nobody can curse you. Nobody has that power over you. Yes, I do believe in black magic, so to speak, or ill-willed intentions, but nobody has the ability to curse you. Anybody that comes forward and says that you're cursed, this is all stemming around past life karma, family karma. It's not a curse. And so what I also want to say is there is so much power in emotional vulnerability. That's where we have the wisdom. That's when we can take the time to indulge in self-care. And so it is time for the divine feminine right now, I feel, to reclaim her energy. We have spent many, many years going through this restoration process of our powers, our innate inner powers. And when we fully harness these powers, we can then reverse the aging process and embody this true youthful, joyful, childlike form. And so divine feminine, your capacity to love the world is so far greater than you could ever imagine possible. So how can you go within and feel this lion's roar? Because these energies are commanding both the masculine and the divine feminine to crack your heart wide open. We cannot embody unconditional love until we are cracked wide open in the heart space, and we allow all of these memories to seep deep into our cellular body. And this is where we can restore and remember our magical worth, both within spirit and within our physical form. It's only when we enter into this process of being cracked open that we enter into the purification. And the heart cannot become holy without this spiritual purification. And so ask yourself these questions. Can you say you work with courage when you are deep within the depths of darkness? Can you say that you are worthy of devotion if you yourself hesitates at the sight of your naked body in the mirror? Can you say you are powerful in your sexuality and sensuality when you lay yourself down to sleep at night? And so a wise divine feminine will know her worth from within. It really isn't about outer exterior. It isn't really about the exterior. It is about the inner essence, the worth from within. And so we have a story. We all have a story that has been written with the good, the bad, and the ugly. But a true divine feminine surrenders to the waters of the cracking open in her life, and that is where we reach this unconditional love. And so it is the divine feminine's very essence that empowers the touch of our creative intuition. And so we are not only here to empower ourselves, divine feminine, and all of the magic and love within us in order to become reconnected with divinity and grace, but we are also here to teach others how to achieve this within themselves. And so blessed are those who have achieved being broken open, right? And to be broken open allows us this release of the ocean of love that we hold within our sacred eye of the heart. And so we're all needing to trust right now that there is like this sacred force being ignited within you, within the divine masculine. And what I want to say is you will never ever drown in the depths of your emotions, although it feels like many are going under. But what I want to say is we will no longer be silenced or suffocated. And that is where we need to remember what we came here for. We did not come here to be silenced, to be suffocated, to be stuffed down. And so remember, there is unlimited abundance in this world, and there is security within all of our reaches, but we do have to surrender to the spiritual path. We have to surrender to the next leg of the growth and evolution journey, and we have to commit to this, right? Fully and wholly and trustfully. And so I do feel right now is the perfect opportunity to sow those seeds of commitment, both with your personal development along with this twin flame relationship. And so stay focused on achieving security of the soul right now, so we can take those next guided steps forward. And that's what I got for a message today. No cards today, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, I do encourage you to check out the description box below. I still have my flash sale on, and I am going to be taking that sale off at the end of May. So get it booked in before May 31st, or that the deal's going to be gone. And keep an eye open for the tarot class that I'm going to be offering. And it is going to be a 6-week course, maximum 10 people, for $111 for the 6 weeks. And we're going to run this 1 day a week. I believe I'm going to start on a Wednesday. And it's going to be live on Zoom. And so it's going to be interactive. We're going to be able, you know, to talk to one another. I think it's going to be a great course for personal development and holistic healing. If you wanted to dabble into tarot and you haven't quite gone down that route yet, I can give you those steps that you need to kind of master the tarot and use this divinity tool as a manifestation practice for, you know, integrating and healing all of your relationships as well. And so that's what I got, guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you all next time. Don't forget to hit that like button if this resonated. Share the video with anybody that you think might benefit from this information. And I will see you all again next time. Thank you.